Hi, Room 5. Welcome back to our rainforest study. We have reached the roof. We've reached the top floor. So I actually shot this video before and my phone died. So you'll see that I'm already about halfway through. So we're just going to talk about it and I'll catch you up, okay? So our last layer, the roof layer of the rainforest, is called the emergent layer. And emergent means just that. It's where the trees emerge up into the sky. So reading about it, I'm on my very last page, the emergent layer. It says the emergent layer is very different from the other layers of the rainforest. This layer gets lots of sunlight and can be dry and windy. That's very different. So you'll see I even put a sun up in this corner. So if you want to pause and do that, you can, because I wanted my brain to remember that this layer is very different from the other layers in that it's dry and it's sunny. It also goes 130 feet and up, which the next sentence actually says, only the tallest trees can grow to reach this layer. Some of the trees can grow up to 270 feet high. So that means they might reach 130 feet, but then they keep going all the way up to 270. So they are very tall. Then it says they are broad-leaved hardwood evergreens. And so you'll see the things that I wrote for my plant notes. I wrote the tallest trees. And then I did write that exact same, I'll tip you down so you can see, that exact language, broad-leaved hardwood evergreens. And this is really important because broad-leaved means giant, big leaves. We already talked about how we know that the leaves in the rainforest have to be big because those trees are trying to collect sunlight constantly. So the broad-leaved makes sense. We know that they want big leaves. Then it says hardwood. That means that the wood of these trees is substantially harder than regular trees. And that is important to know because one of the reasons why rainforests are getting cut down is because humans want that wood. It's very similar to the Lorax and how the Onceler wanted those truffula trees. Well, the trees in the rainforest, humans want them for the hardwood. So that's why we have to protect these trees big time. And then it says they're evergreen. And this is important too because the rainforest sustains itself all year long. It doesn't shut down. So a lot of the trees that we have in our neighborhoods, in the fall, the colors start to turn orange, red, brown, and the leaves all fall off. Well, that's because those trees are not evergreen. They're not green forever. They're just green for part of the time. And so they sort of shut down for the winter and then they open back up again in the spring. So these trees are very different from that. They're green year round, okay? So you can pause and get caught up with this. I'm really sorry that I had gone ahead. And then let's do the animal notes. Obviously, we know the kinds of animals that are going to live in the emergent layer are going to be able to fly. And it says only animals that can fly or climb very high can reach this layer. Some of these animals include harpy eagles, morpho butterflies, monkeys, bats, birds, insects, and scarlet macaws. And it says macaws make their nests high off the ground in the emergent layer, which I would think would be really smart in the rainforest to stay away from predators. So obviously the animal notes, animals that fly or climb. Climb has a weird silent B on it. Did you notice that? High. And then I have to give some examples. So I'm going to say butterflies, bats, because I don't think I've said bats on any of mine yet. Monkeys, and birds. It mentioned specific birds. It mentioned the macaw. It mentioned harpy eagles. So if you wanted to look those ones up, you could, just to see the types of birds, specific birds they're talking about. It also mentioned morpho butterflies. So I want you to look that one up too if you get the chance, just to see the difference in butterflies that they're talking about that live in the rainforest versus that we would see in Concord. Because obviously they're different. They have different adaptations to live in this environment, in this habitat. So this concludes our note taking of the rainforest. If you've been doing this, I'm so proud of you. This is exactly like what a research report would be. And next we get to work on drawing different pictures. And if you want, a great project to do at home is to get a long piece of paper and sort of do one animal per layer. And that's what we would be doing in the classroom if we were there. Obviously, we're not. So I'll be doing different animals and you can sort of put them together as we go. Sorry, my phone's gonna die again. All right, so I love you, I miss you, and thank you for studying the rainforest with me. There's no place like home.